Hi everyone, welcome back. So as promised, I'm going to share with you a really effective breathing technique to help you when you're feeling a bit sluggish, if your concentration span is feeling a bit like a gnat or a goldfish, if you're just feeling a bit tired and you need a bit of boost of energy. And then we'll combine this with some movement, so it'll be a bit of a moving and breathing practice. So to begin with, you can either do this seated or you can do it on hands and knees or standing. I'll demonstrate it seated and on hands and knees. So the first, I'll describe it, then I'll demonstrate it, and then we'll do it. Okay, so when we're doing this technique, and it's called Kapalabhati breath. If you're familiar with this, then go for it. If you're not and you'd like some guidance and a breakdown of how to get there, then stay with me. Okay, so we're going to be exhaling, expelling the air out by pushing the abdomen in. And it's a bit like if you imagine you're sort of blowing out, trying to blow out a candle. So if you were to blow out a candle, take a breath in, and then if you were to try and blow out a candle through your nose, so that's essentially it. You'll know if you need to blow your nose by then, so if you need to blow your nose, grab tissue and do that. If you're finding it difficult to get that exhalation with the sort of pumping of the abdomen, then this is where hands and knees might be useful. So you can come onto hands and knees, and imagine that your candle is between your hands, and so you're going to try and blow out your candle from here, through the mouth maybe to begin with. And then try through the nose. Okay, so what you'll notice as you do that is that because we're pushing the air out, forcibly pushing the air out, the in-breath happens automatically. It happens as a physiological response to the air being pushed out, the out-breath going out. So we don't need to worry about the out-breath, the in-breath. So what we don't want to create is this. Yeah, that would be, that's another breath practice, which I'll share with you another time. But that would be ultra stimulating, and we would hyperventilate. We're not looking to do quite that today. We're just looking to expel the breath out, focus conscious exhales here, and then the in-breath, let the in-breath happen naturally as a result of your conscious out-breath. So we'll try 20 pulses rather. Then after 20 pulses, take a breath in, bring the arms up, and you can interlace the fingers and kind of come into a stretch position. Or you might like to bring the arms out with a thumbs up. This is a mudra that's associated often with this particular practice. But perhaps you just bring the arms up and you hold the breath in at your rib cage rather than at the throat. So I'll show you what it might look like if you were to hold the breath at the throat. I don't know if you could see, but there's tension then. There's tension around my throat and my jaw and my face. And we don't want to create any unnecessary tension. So when we breathe and hold the breath in, hold it in at the rib cage if you can. So there's we're using the musculature of the rib cage, the intercostal muscles, the abdomen to hold the breath. Hold the breath for as long as it's comfortable for you, and then let the breath out. Take a normal breath in and out. And that's one round, and we'll try 3 rounds altogether. Okay, so a couple of precautions. When not to do this. Not when you're pregnant, probably not a good idea. Not if you've had recent abdominal surgery. If for any reason you know you shouldn't hold your breath, you wouldn't do that holding of the breath at the end, but you could try the other parts if you didn't want to. And I think that's about it. But and if for any other reason you know that pumping the abdomen isn't the one for you, and indeed if you try it and it doesn't feel good, park it. You know, we try these things, we see if it works for us. This is the exploration, this is the self-inquiry of the yoga practice. And also it's kind of like the bit that's kind of sciencey, right? Because we're finding out for ourselves whether or not something works for you, for me personally. If it works, I use it, I take it, it goes into the toolkit of my practice. If it doesn't work, we leave it for others. Okay, so coming either onto hands and knees or seated. If you do it on hands and knees, so you do the 20 pulses here, through the nose. And sit back on your heels if it's comfortable to. Take the breath in here. Hold the breath there. The arms come down, let the breath out. Take a normal breath in and out. And that will be one round. Okay, so I'm going to do mine seated. You can choose to do yours seated, hands and knees. If you wanted to, you can do it standing, yeah? So we're looking, you will have seen from the hands and knees, hopefully my belly kind of pushing in on the exhale. And that just happens kind of voluntarily, but we could think about pulling the abdomen, the abdominal muscles back towards the back body as we do that. Okay, let's give it a go. So we'll do 3 rounds, 20 pulses, hold the breath, and that's 1 round. 3 rounds altogether. Let's take a breath in together and a breath out. And then taking a breath in to begin. That's 21. Breathing in. Hold the breath. And then do the next 2 rounds in your own time. You don't need to keep up with me. You could go for longer than me. Just let's see where it goes. 2 more rounds. Hold the breath in the rib cage, soften around the jaw and the tongue and the mouth. take a moment to notice how you feel. Just noticing if there's any kind of sense of clearing through the mind space. And you might feel really meditative there and like to stay sort of in a focused state, clear mind space, if that's what you found. You might like to explore doing it a bit more, for a bit longer. If 20 rounds felt too long, then do less. If you felt like, oh, I could go longer, then do more, maybe do 40 or 80, you know, see kind of where your capacity lies, and then yeah, just see how it feels for you, and any yeah, I'd love to hear any kind of any sensations that occurred for you. What was it like? Any feedback? All right, thank you so much.